end. All right. That was year 18. Whew. What a shitty book.
In the books.
Oh, my God.
It's very
the worst chapter. Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, hello, Barbara. Hello, Jack. This is a little button that we're going to do on the end of the 18-year celebration. And typically we do these things. We reminisce. I don't particularly want to think about the last year. I don't know about you guys. I've done enough reminiscing. So maybe we'll just talk about what's looking forward a little bit. But also I want to say, unfortunately, well, you know what? I'm not going to say unfortunately. Gus couldn't be here, so I'm filling in for him. And, I mean, it's unfortunate that he couldn't be on this recording, but I don't know about you guys, but I'm just happy he's getting it taken care of.
I know. It's been a long time coming, but I'm happy to hear he's gonna nip it in the bud, as they say.
It's funny you say that. I was talking to him the other day, and he said, and he was insistent on calling it a procedure. It's not a surgery, but a procedure.
Not a surgery.
But he says that the doctor thinks that there's a better than average chance that while it'll probably never look quite right, it will function essentially as a normal anus again. Yeah.
Did it ever look quite right?
It hasn't yet, but he's fingers crossed. He's hopeful.
That'll fit now.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
So 18 years, Jeffrey.
18 years.
We did it. All three of us.
We did. The three of us there at the very beginning, day one, recording. You ever wonder why we're here?
You know, it's funny you say that, Jack, because obviously you guys weren't there for the recording of episode 1 of Red vs. Blue. That was
metaphorically we were.
Mm-hmm. But Jack, you were what, employee number?
I was number 9 when I started. Right. Yeah. And
Single digits.
That was the crazy thing, because you guys were such a small, tight-knit group. I came in 7 years into the company. I came in 11 years ago, and I was number 9 after 7 years. And you can see how much it has blown up since then. We're in the hundreds of people now. And when I came in, you guys brought me in because you needed someone to help make content when Red versus Blue wasn't airing, because that's all you were doing at the time as far as public facing. At the time, you were doing a lot of commercial work and stuff that were a little bit more quiet about. And Gus was just launching the podcast. And and so I came in and helped that. And then you and I became friends, Jeffrey. And then a little while after that, we made Achievement Hunter.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true. And then Barb, I think it's especially poignant that you're here, not only because you're the creative director in the company, but you have been associated with this company now for this family now for more than half of your life, right? I mean, you're
way more than half my life now. Yeah.
How many years is it? I guess 18.
18. I mean, I technically started watching Red vs. Blue in early 2004, so I missed the first few months of the company, but I'm only 31. Yeah, I know.
That's such a crazy thing to think. Like you and then the dumber boy version of you, Gavin, who have essentially grown up in the community and then became adults and forged careers.
It's such it basically has shaped my entire life, which I don't know if is a good thing or a bad thing.
That's horrible. That's a horrible thing.
to be determined, maybe. Oh man, but it's. I was saying, I want to maybe talk about where we're going instead of reminisce too much, because I think it's an exciting time. We have been through quite a tumultuous year for everybody on Earth has, for a myriad of reasons, and Rooster Teeth was challenged with changing the way we do business. We were a video on demand company essentially that made 15 to 20 hours of edited content a week, and then essentially overnight we had to pivot and become a streaming company that was streaming 50 to 70 hours a week, and it was amazing, and it was awesome, and it was a hell of a lot of hard work, and it was really, really cool that we were able to do it. But the thing that was, I think, that came out of it that was the most useful and beneficial to us is that it challenged us to do things differently, to think outside of the box, which for me is what Rooster Teeth has always been about. I mean, this company was started because Bernie wanted to play a video game the wrong way. It is essentially because the game said go forward, and Bernie said, fuck you, I'm going that way.
And we're still doing that to this day.
Yeah, right? And so it shows keeping the lights on, Jack, you created a nighttime digital talk show, and you got it off the ground way before Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon and anybody else with a J in their name got even close, you know? And Barb, you guys were doing incredibly inventive things the entire time, and challenged with trying to create content. Like, it's a little bit easier in some ways. Achievement Hunter had it a little bit easier because a lot of their content is surrounded around them, coalescing around them, just playing a video game, looking at the same screen. And what y'all do is so much more interactive, and you guys were forced to do some really clever shorts and really kind of just like stretch the idea of how we make content. Fuckface, for instance, is a show that never would have happened. I would never in a million years have made an audio-only podcast, and certainly I wouldn't have made a podcast where we weren't all in the same room if I had ever.
And with Andrew Panton, no less.
Yeah, and then it's like talking about scraping the bottom of the barrel, right? Jeez.
Hey, we're talking about Raymond here. Come on now.
This kid, I don't know if I sent you both photos, but he really did send me a porta potty, and it's it's in my front yard.
I'm just saying, if you haven't listened to any yet, you should really give it a shot. It's an amazing show. I'm a big fan of the show. It's good.
Well, I think that's something that's been cool about quarantine in general, is just like all these audio podcasts that have sprung up while we've been through this. Again, as Geoff said, I don't know if we would have ever tried them out if we were back in studio like normal.
Well, Geoff inspired me to make my own audio podcast. It was actually we're announcing it very, very soon, and it's something that it's one of those things that because of shows like Red Web and Face Jam, and it's like, oh, we can do stuff that's maybe not specifically video game related, and like Geoff pushed me to be like, what are you passionate about? And he sort of threw out some ideas, and I took one and ran with it, and it's just like, okay, I didn't think this was something I was going to be able to make at Rooster Teeth, but now because of how big we've grown and sort of the opportunities presented to us, if you're passionate about something, we can find a way to make it work. And that's what I'm very, very excited for. And that's what I can't wait to do this thing and get it off the ground. Yes, Jeffrey.
I'm excited to be a part of it with you, Jack, and I'm gonna I'm gonna spoil it. We are going to create. I'm excited to be a part of the world's first podcast dedicated solely to queso.
Geoff, Eric's gonna be so upset with you that you announced early. Okay, how about this? I can say I don't know if Eric will be mad at this, but Geoff, you are my co-host on the podcast. It's the two of us. How about that? I can say that, right? I can say that, right? It's you and me talking about some fun stuff.
You can say that. We're actually about to record the next episode as soon as we finish this, so we probably can.
We are.
Is it going to be called queso anyways?
Well, Barbara,
it is now. It is now. No, in all seriousness, though, teasing your podcast is a good idea, Jack, because that was kind of the point of this, is talk about where we're going. And one of the things that I'm kind of excited about, and I think the last year has really reinforced, is the idea that Rooster Teeth is a family, right? And something that's, I guess, maybe an unintended side effect of how the company or how the brands, I hate to use the word brands because I sound like I'm some ad executive, but I don't know what else to call it.
There's nothing else you can really say.
Brands like Achievement Hunter and Funhouse and Let's Play and RT Animation, how they grew kind of naturally, organically through the company, and Rooster Teeth was always the umbrella, right? Rooster Teeth is the company, right? Rooster Teeth is the ship that we're all
Rooster Teeth employees.
Yeah, and we all always have been. And, it was fun to kind of play into occasionally like the sibling rivalry, Funhouse versus Achievement Hunter, that kind of stuff. But I think over time, it created sort of an identity crisis for what Rooster Teeth itself. I think it's very clear, what Funhouse is. What RT Core is, or maybe RT Core is
at least who they are.
You know who they are, right?
Yeah.
You know who Achievement Hunter is, unfortunately, right? But when you think of Rooster Teeth, you think of all of those things, but then you also think of Core, and I think one of the things we want to do going forward is try to reinforce the idea that we are all a part of this same company, this living, breathing family, and that we're all making content together under that umbrella. I think I was talking about this with Jordan the other day, and he was mentioning that to him, Rooster Teeth looks like Last Laugh. And I think that's a pretty good comparison to make, a pretty good comp.
Perfect.
because it's true. It was a joint effort made across multiple departments, multiple states, multiple brands, and that's representative on screen and off screen in the work. And I think that's a great point. So I'm excited about kind of breaking down those barriers going forward, and trying to make the content that we associate with Rooster Teeth seem more representative of who we are, who we actually are.
I think there's always been, a level of confusion, which is totally understandable, both internally and within the audience of, when you hear Rooster Teeth, some people might think of, our group, me, Blaine, John, Chris, and Gus, versus the company. And Rooster Teeth is the company. We all work for Rooster Teeth. We're all part of the Rooster Teeth family, as you say.
Yeah.
And so there's this weird confusion when someone's like, oh, I like Achievement Hunter, but not Rooster Teeth. It's like, well, Achievement Hunter is Rooster Teeth. So it's always been kind of muddled in that sense, which has caused some confusion over time.
And I think it was just one of those, like I said, unintended side effects of as Achievement Hunter kind of grew out into its own thing. It became like a little, a little like sibling off to the side, and it became. And what essentially happens is as those pockets grow, as RT podcast grows into broadcast and the Roost, as Red versus Blue or Ruby grows into RT animation, and they need to have their own space and their own place, it has the effect of like pulling away from Rooster Teeth to put these other shows and entities in these very clearly defined brands, and then kind of you're left with a vacuum that isn't representative of all of these other things. And I think that we all are just really want to put it back together,
like a beautiful puzzle piece.
Like a man made out of an egg.
Do you want to, like, Barb? You are Dr. Core. You're and the creative director.
Colonel Core.
Colonel Core is way better. I just saluted with my left hand to a doctor. That makes no sense. Do you want to talk about? Can you tell it's been a long time since I've done one of these, and I'm a little nervous. Do you want to talk a little bit about about what you want to do with those guys and where you guys want to kind of take things?
Absolutely. So I think ultimately the big goal is to refocus Rooster Teeth as just this entire family of channels. And so the first thing we're going to really be focusing on is taking the Rooster Teeth channel, specifically like the YouTube channel and the section on the website, to be more of an all-encompassing kind of space. So we're going to be leaving some shows on that channel like the RT Podcast, RTAA, Chump, Hard Mode. We're going to be adding some new content to it as well that the other brands are going to bring to it. But these shows are going to typically feature everybody. So you're not just going to see me and Gus and Chris in a show. You're also going to see people from Achievement Hunter and Funhouse and Animation. So it's going to be more all-encompassing of the company, more representative of who we are as a group. But for us personally, we have some exciting stuff in the works. I don't want to give too much away yet, but we're really focusing on the kind of content that our group wants to make and what we're going to be called, what we're going to be doing. There's a lot of stuff we like to do. We love comedy. We love improv. We, have fallen in love with gameplay stuff over quarantine. So you're going to see a good mix from us, but we're definitely going to be almost redefining our group in a way to maybe a new name, maybe a new logo, maybe a whole new scheme. So we're working on that right now. It's going to be really cool.
Hey, by the way, that reminds me, we still have to get our coffee.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, we have to talk.
You want to go now? We'll leave Jack here to finish it off.
Yeah, Jack, you wrap up.
Okay, thanks for watching. It's been. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I think too. It's like that sounds like a lot of change, and I guess it will be over time. But it's really gonna be. It's gonna be at Rooster Teeth's organic, natural pace. We're trying to do. We're just trying to focus the company going forward in the right direction together, and I don't think we want to. I don't think you want to artificially expedite that, right? Like we want to make these changes as they feel natural, and as we test out and try new things. Jack, you talked about your new podcast that you're very excited about. Barb, obviously, you have a lot in the works. You guys have been very busy over the last year, brainstorming and planning, and I've been lucky enough to get to hear about a little of it, and even fuck. Jack, you want to hit the button?
Sorry. 3, 2, 1.
Even that. I've been planning for the
Flawless.
last 3 months now what its first show is going to be. Its first live stream, which we're getting pretty close on. So that'll be something coming up in the future. It's like if you are a fan or a member of the community, a member of the family of Rooster Teeth, and you like the kind of content that we make or that we have made, I hope that you'll find a bunch of people who are pretty reinvigorated and pretty excited to tackle 2021 and year 19 and make stuff that's different and new and fresh and representative of who we are and where our passions lie. And I hope you'll come along for the ride, and I hope you won't be bored.
Couldn't think of a better way to finish it off.
Well said. I'm glad the script I sent you worked out well, Geoff.
Thanks, buddy. I have no idea what I said. I was, but I love you both with the bottom of my heart, and community, I love you as well. And we survived 2020. We survived year 18, and here's to brighter days.
Cheers.
Here.
Cheers.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love y'all.